morning. Happy Monday. This is Catherine Perry, the Big Vision Coach. And I just had this idea. And I just get these ideas and I jump onto Facebook Live. And I wanted to share this with you because this is starting to come up a lot. And I wanted to share a tip with you on how to speed up the manifestation of your commands. And, when we talk about the one command, I often say that a lot of people think of this as this like incantation, like what is the exact perfect phrase so that I can get, right? What is the thing that I can do so that I can get? And the thing is that it's about who do you need to be in order to receive. Okay, so that's number one. Who do you need to be? Right now, the way that you may be seeing yourself is someone who is in lack, who doesn't have enough, who is struggling. You may see yourself as someone who is afraid or worried. Okay, you may see yourself as someone who is unable. Okay, and I'm going to tell you something. There's nothing further from the truth. There is a power within you that is so great, so incredible, that is 100,000 times greater than any challenge that you're facing. So the question is this: instead of what can I do, I want you to first switch over into the state of being. Okay, and the question that we ask in Commanding Wealth is, if you were that person who had the ability to create money by your command, what word would you use to describe your life? Okay, and some people say fabulous. I was like, it'd be a relief. It'd be better. I love the word fabulous, right? So whatever that word is that you use to describe your life, apply it to yourself. Okay, so this word fabulous came from one of the people that I was doing a demonstration with in our Commanding Wealth course. And I asked her that question, and she used the word fabulous. And so very often we have this state of being, like let's call fabulous. Once I get over this hump, then things over there will be fabulous. In order to create something fabulous, you must be fabulous. Otherwise, there's nothing you could possibly create that will ever be fabulous. Our creation is a direct reflection and expression of the truth of our essence. Okay, it's the truth of our essence. So when you're making commands, get into that position of ownership and that state of being that you want to occupy. Good morning, Verena. And if you don't know how to do that because maybe there's anxiety. I mean, you guys know me, I have an anxiety disorder that's a result of basically a busted thyroid, right? And I have to confront things all the time, and my body will react and my stomach grips. And then here come the words, right? And I just have, but what I've had to learn to do is to observe my negative feelings, okay? Because I know that they are just a physiological response that have nothing to do with the truth of my capability. Okay, it's just a physiological response to some stimuli that maybe I got overloaded. And when you have anxiety disorder, what happens is if you're doing too many things, your beautiful, perfect amygdala suddenly thinks, oh, everything else must be trying to kill you. And then everything becomes danger. And then that little kind of goes to the machine. So what I've learned to do is to just simply observe and be present to whatever negative emotion is. And I don't judge it. I don't fight it. I just notice it. But then the question I ask is not, oh my God, how did this trip off? How did I get this? Or why do I always wind up feeling this way? I see it's frozen, so I'm going to keep going, okay? The question is not, how did I get here? Why is it always this way? Why does it seem like every time I try, I fail? Those are not the questions. What I have to redirect my mind and my emotions to is the state of being that I want to be in. Okay, so if I could do no more than to simply be at peace, and if you've ever dealt with anxiety or depression, that is huge. That is huge, just to simply to be able to be still and to be present. And as you're still and you're present and you're starting to notice and observe, the way that I do that, because it's so easy to talk about that, is I notice the body symptoms rather than how I'm labeling the emotion. Okay, so if I'm noticing that my stomach is gripping and I notice that suddenly it's a little harder to breathe and I feel pressure in my throat, then all I have to do is ask myself, well, what is it I need right now? What do I need? What do I need? Instead of my stomach grabbing and this pressure in my chest and this thumping in my throat, what do I need? I need my stomach to be relaxed. So then I'm just coming back to that. So then if I don't know how to do that, I'll use the one command. I'll just roll up my eyes. I don't know how. My stomach is relaxed. I only know I am relaxed now and I am fulfilled. I don't know how I'm free to breathe. I don't know how my chest and my body is relaxed. I only know my chest and body is relaxed now. And it's easy to breathe. And I don't know how I'm getting new messages and signals to my body that let me know that I am able. I only know the message is clear now that I am able and I am fulfilled. I'm just going to let that go. I'm going to let that expand out. Okay. Now I'm going to come back and I'm going to just check in. Where's my stomach feel? Right. And sometimes something like calibration on a scale of 1 to 10. Right. I love to create contrast. So what is it I'm trying to do that triggered that off? It's outside of my comfort level, or maybe I got overloaded. I'm doing too many things at once. What do I have to do? I have to refocus. Okay. So the start of this is like, you have to think about, who do you want to be? Right? So who do I want to be? I'm not telling you what to do. I'm talking to you how to come into a new state of being. I am someone who knows how to focus. I am focused. I am focused. Now, if you're creating anxiety and upset or lack in any way, then you are focused on the wrong things and you don't know what to focus on that will produce a new result. You don't know how. If you knew how, you would, right? So let's simply just do a command for, I don't know how I focus on the right things. I don't know how I have clarity on what the right things are. I only know I am focused. So just roll your eyes up. I don't know how to shift my focus and focus on the right things. I don't know what the right things are. I only know the right things are clear to me now and I'm focused. Now, that is kind of a riff where we talk about in the command, like, hey, this is what I'm experiencing. I don't know how to do it. I only know it so now. And then I'm linking this state of being. Okay. That's why we, in the one command, we say, what do you want? State what you want, be clear on what you want. I don't know how. State what you want. State the command. I don't know how I have A, B, or C. I only know I do now. And then we always add, and I am fulfilled, right? So if I'm trying to create a state of being called focused, then I want to do that. If I want to create a state of being called confident, if I want to create a state of being of at ease, if I want to create a state of being of having an expanded mindset, then you can command any of those states of being that you need. Okay, so we want to create that state of being in advance. Okay, and just to recap, the way that you do that is One, if you're noticing that you are having a less than state of being, a limited, a painful state of being, do not judge it. Do not wonder about it. Simply be present to it and pay attention more to the symptoms rather than the cause, because you'll wind up going down this whole rabbit hole. What this does is it brings you into the present moment. And if you'll notice, very often, and I love this from The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle, I talk about him all the time, is the first time I experienced that becoming completely present to the moment. And then he asked, what is it you need in this moment? And I realized there was nothing I needed. I had no fear. There was nothing to fear. There was nothing I needed. There was nothing I wanted. I had every single thing I needed right then. Okay? Then from that confidence, from that feeling of peace, doesn't it make more sense that you'd be able to create and manifest anything you wanted, and it'd be easier to project into the future, like, yeah, here today, I have everything I need, and I know tomorrow and next week and a year from now, I will have everything I need. We don't know how that could happen, right? There's a lot of news. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's so much noise. But how can we know? Well, all we know is this moment, right? And wouldn't you rather operate from this state of peacefulness and confidence and be able to allow your brain to relax and expand and to come into a more expressive, expansive state right this moment and create it from there, rather than panic and fear and spread more of that around and be jumping and reactive and locking down and starting and stopping? I mean, which one, right? But that's what we do. Very often we let our fears run away, but we need to understand that, sometimes fears, honestly, are well-founded. Sometimes most of the time, this thing called worry, 9 times out of 10, there's nothing to worry about, right? It just is this worry is the illusion of taking action. So if you do need to make action, don't waste your time on worry, which gets you no result. Focus on what action. Before you can take action, you have to be in this clear state of being. Okay? So on getting your manifestation, number one, getting to the state of being that you want to be in, so that it matches what's on the other side. I wish I almost need to put, here's this thing, here's you are now, here's where we are going to be, here's the obstacle, right? So what are we putting in the gap between where you are now and this future space of peace and well-being? Oh, well, right now we have some challenges, we have some goals, we have some outcomes that we want, we have some just different things that we know we want to accomplish. So in this gap between where we are now and where we want to be, we've got to put the energetic, we've got to put the good positive emotion, we've got to put in that confidence. What most people put in is fear, anger, resentment, competition, anger. They put all that other stuff, but that's not going to get you what you want. Okay? Now, I actually believe in a healthy dose of anger, and I think it can be a big energizer. And I think that there are some positives actually with anger. But living from anger is only going to destroy you and your relationships. So you have to use anger constructively. Be someone who says, I'm going to be angry intentionally, and I'm going to take this force and use it for good, right? Rather than just be reactive and get angry. That's really what I'm talking about. So the state of being, number one, where you are now, where you want to be. Okay. So we also, when there's something that we want to create, attract, or manifest, most people are in this state of this idea of I don't have it, maybe I used to have it, or I've tried before and I didn't, and they're trying to create this brand new thing, and it seems like it's being created from nothing. Okay, and you're starting at zero, and then you're trying to get over to this thing, and that is not true. You are on a long journey, and what you've been doing up until now has been skill building and testing. And you've been skill building and testing in many different aspects of your life. You've been experiencing, taking it in, trying out different things. Failure is a part of skill building, okay? So very often, though, we are ashamed, we're angry, and we fear loss that we had in the past. And right now, we've got a big um, fear right in front of us, right? I mean, the whole world economy in 8 weeks' time is completely changed, right? And the forecast and everything that we're getting, but what has not changed is your ability to create and manifest. In fact, I would say that you have probably been training for this for many years. Okay, you're actually more adaptable and have more skills than people that everything was going well for before, but they just didn't even know that they were naturally taking advantage of some advantages that were present, that they just said, oh, is this how it works? And we get it. They haven't really learned how to be resilient like you and I have. They haven't learned how to have that tenacity like you and I have. And I have lost everything more than once. And guess what? What I found out is I still kept breathing and living. I still got to have my family. I still got to have what matters, and I got to find something greater within me every time. So that's why I can face whatever is in front of me with confidence. But we have this idea that we can't access our greatness from the past. But now I want to invite you to just think about this for a minute. Okay, imagine, close your eyes, and I know I'm on video, but just think about this for a minute. Imagine your life is a beautiful string, like a string that might be for a string of pearls. Okay, think about the state of being that we talked about, that you want to live from, that you want to create. Like if I want to go, I am secured and confident, right? I want to feel absolutely secure and confident and know that I have that ability to create by my command. What is the word? For me, that is living a life of joy. I feel joy. For some reason, that's what popped up. I'm not going to try and label it or explain it. Joy. So right now, whatever word comes up for you, and we've got this beautiful string and this experience called joy, and picture, visualize, or imagine that it is like a pearl. And maybe there's some small pearls and there's some bigger pearls, but just if you think about it right now, that pearl of that positive state of being, right? What I'm going to, for me, is I'm going to call joy. You might call it flow or ease. It might call it abundance. Whatever the word is for you, just allow a pearl to be created that represents that word and put it right on that string. And in your mind's eye, I wonder how many pearls appear on that string right now. Right now, I didn't even realize, like if I look at it, suddenly I have like a whole bunch just kind of manifested, and I see some different sizes. And God, if I had to give it a number, it'd be like 37, like 37 right now. Okay. And I'm just aware of it. So whatever number comes up for you, just notice how many pearls appeared in your mind's eye, in your thoughts, imagination. And now we have this idea of this thing that we're commanding for, right? And we're on the other side of it, and it's manifested, and we are living in this future state. So now think about moving forward on the pearl to this time called the future, and you're living from that state of being. In your mind's eye, how many pearls do you see? Some people like one big exquisite one. Some like to have a string. Some like them to have perfectly in a row. Just notice what comes up for you There's no right or wrong answer. And now think of in the past. Think of in the past, in your mind's eye, in the state of being, have there been times that you experienced that state of being, that feeling? So I'm going to call, what did I call mine? Joy. Says, I think back in my mind's eye and I look back on the past, and even when there was money or no money, or solutions or friends or business or no business, I think back, even just following all the way back to the deepest, darkest times in my life. As I move backwards, I literally cannot find a point in time for me that there was not a pearl. Come back to here and now. What did you notice? What did you see in that little exercise? How did the pearls show up for you in the present, the past, the present, the future, and the past? What came up for you? Were you like me, you saw a whole bunch, or did you just see them kind of scattered? And even if you're watching by replay, hit hashtag replay. You can type that in. Okay. So we've had that state of being in the past, we've had it in the present, and now we can already picture it in the future. Now, why is this important? Very often, when we are doing commands or manifesting or trying to do something, we're doing it from the state of being to keep from losing something. And the reason we don't want to lose is so that we don't lose that state of being, so we don't lose that peace of mind, so we don't lose that sense of safety and security, so we don't lose that sense of mattering, being of value and mattering in the world, right? Being someone who matters. We don't want to lose that. That's the fear. So we might attach money or making sure we have our rent paid or the bills or something happening in our career or business to that. We might attach that to relationships, but when it comes down to it, it is that feeling and that state of being. Okay, by being a conscious creator of that state of being, by being a conscious experiencer of that state of being, and then being a conscious observer of that feeling, state, that reality, then that is going to create this expanded state of being. Then you're starting to work in harmony. What a lot of people don't understand is that we are continually creating, right, experiencing and observing our reality. And the reason state of being is so important and being able to come into this observer mode is we've got to start paying attention to and aligning to intentionally so much that it becomes natural, and we start unintentionally creating wealth and abundance around it. It's like it just starts like popping out of us. Okay. So this is very important so that we can detach from that which we want to create. And just as we're able to create that state of being, then we're able to, of whatever it is. For me, it was joy, and I can have it now. What are these moments of joy? What are these times in my life, states of joy? When I look back to the past, when I imagine to the future, that becomes the energy and the motivation. This becomes the state that I want to operate from. Okay, this starts connecting everything else, and whatever it is that you want to create, attract, or manifest must align to that state of being. And remember, as I said before, everything in your life is an expression of your state of being. Are you getting this? Isn't that right? So you need to generate income. You need to know that your bills are paid in full. You need to know that you're going to be healthy, right? You don't know how. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. At the time of this broadcast, Texas is going through a soft open, and everybody, everywhere I go, I had to go down to Fort Worth. I had to go pick up some things from my house and bring them up, being very careful. I put on my mask. We stopped at a little town, a very busy stop where a lot of truck drivers, everybody's coming through this place, right? And people from all over the state are coming into this place. I was the only person that had a mask on. The only one. None of the workers, nobody in the place had on a mask, and they were all crowded in and joining. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And I'm hearing reports that everybody's just like, whatever, screw it, it's over now. And it is not over. And so I could get upset, right? Well, I have no control over them. What I have control over is my state of being, my thoughts, and what I want to create, right? And in the midst of all of this, no matter whatever it is that you're experiencing, please know this too, that just as you're 100,000 times greater, right now, in every situation, in every scenario that you can imagine, let's say economically or job-wise, there is an opportunity that you're able to take action on. You're not necessarily going to be able to take it the same way or do the same things as before. And that's why you must align to this greater state of being and then aligning to that greater creator that you are, okay? Not being a reactor, but just simply coming into the state of being a conscious creator, okay? This is why it's so important. So now, think about whatever it is that you want to attract, create, or manifest. And money is one we work with a lot. I've got my dollar amount. I'm actually starting a new venture with my family to help them out. Okay, so it's easy to get overwhelmed in thinking about all the stuff. That's why we do the one command, so we can focus on the end result. But come into first this state of being. Like the question that I asked, if you're just getting on here, is if you were someone who had the ability to create wealth by your command, what word would you use to describe your life? And then that word is your state of being. For me, that word is joy. So I'm going to align to joy. You might align to love. You might align to gratitude. Whatever that word is, become aware of that feeling in your body. Now, once again, think about whatever it is to need or want to create, attract, or manifest. Now, whatever it is that you want to attract, create, or manifest, I'm going to invite you to take this little extra step. I want you to lock on to what that would look like. Is it a big check? Is it a rent receipt with showing your rent's paid in full? Is it a contract? I don't know. What would that look like if it were manifested? What would you see as proof? Concrete, real proof, not, oh yeah, it'd be nice. No, how do you know it's done? Make it real. For me, I like to see PayPal receipts. I love to see alerts coming through my PayPal. So I would see something coming from PayPal or my Square account. Okay, my Square account is what I use more for my coaching clients that I invoice my regular coaching clients with. Okay, so whatever that is. So get that concrete proof of what that would look like. Now I want you to lock onto it in your mind's eye, roll your eyes up, and we're just going to send it right up to theta. Just send it up there because we don't know how it's possibly can happen. Okay? We have that state of joy. Now just roll your eyes up, and now let that state, whatever that positive state is, that is the beam of light. And just go ahead and roll your eyes up and go up. And then you'll make your command for the outcome you want. I know what my command is, so I'm going to go ahead and let you make yours. So just follow along. Eyes up. I don't know how. And state what it is you want. I only know it is so now, and I am fulfilled. Now just let your eyes relax. Let that expand out to an idea even greater that serves more good in its fulfillment. And I don't know how. I have a direct download from source on what it truly means to live, move, and breathe from this state of, or this feeling of, and put in that word. Mine was joy. I only know I am living in that state now, and I am fulfilled. And now just let your eyes relax and just in your mind's eye, witness this direct download from source coming right down into your body. All the systems, habits, and protocols. Let it come right in these places that might be fearful or resentful or hurt or afraid. Let that light, let that love meet you wherever you are, however you are right now. And now feel yourself coming down in this new state, in a new position as a person who has the ability to create whatever you want by your command. And let whatever needs to unwind and let go and be released, and let that just go, let it unwind. And then whatever is coming in, let it start to align and integrate. Just start coming into this space of gratitude and appreciation. And then just as you're here, we did this visualization of this string and all these pearls, past, present, future. In your mind's eye, what is that string of pearls representing your positive state of being? What does that look like now? And now, when you think about what it is that you want to attract, create, manifest, and you're coming back down in your heart, you're coming into ordinary awareness, what is the first action you need to take? Because you're in this greater intelligence. What do I need to do in order to achieve it? You might hear, be still and let it happen. You might hear, call Joe. You might say, go back and, write up this. Whatever the action is that comes in, just start being present to it. This is going to kind of start unwinding, and just let yourself be in this state of curiosity and wonder. Okay, I wonder what's next. I wonder what's next. Bring your attention back to your heart. When you're ready, open your eyes. Ooh, yeah. Was this helpful? So the main thing is about creating that positive state of joy, how it looks to you now, how will it look in the future, what were the times in the past you had it. We created a visualization that was the string of pearls, connecting that all together, right? Then we focused on that positive state, and then we thought about what it was we wanted to attract, create, or manifest. This is already going to raise up the vibration and open your mind ready to receive. Your brain is already going to go, oh, it must already be so. Then this will literally start activating these different parts of your brain. The other thing that is the little rocket booster to this is think about how this could help other people. That's why in the expand state, we always say expand to an idea even greater than itself that serves more good in its fulfillment. This literally opens up your brain and starts activating all the skills, abilities, and resources that you need in order to fulfill it. This statement designed by Asara Lovejoy is so simple, but it is incredibly powerful because of everything that's built into each and every step. So I'm going to go ahead and end on this. I do want to be sure and remind you that every Tuesday at noon Central Time, I host a virtual Commanding Wealth Circle. If you haven't signed up for that or tuned into it yet, please join us. We meet on Zoom, and it's very interactive, very personalized. This is not just me getting on and talking and being brilliant all the time, but this is really a place that we come together as a community and find out absolutely what is that you need and how we can support you. And through the month of May, on Friday, I am hosting a coaching corner at 1 p.m. Central Time. The way you find that is right here in the TOC Money Mindset Mastery group. I come on live and you'll be able to join. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and end on that. Until next time, my dear friend, this is Catherine Perry, the Big Vision Coach, and I witness your mastery. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye.